Welcome back to the Wealth Hub IQ. What are some of the common mistakes we see made by high income earners, people who have 9 to 5s? Follow these 7 simple steps that can help you avoid these common mistakes. Common mistake number 1, avoiding the golden handcuffs. So what are the golden handcuffs? Well, the golden handcuffs are being paid too high of a salary too early in your career. Now, this can either be too early in your career, or this could be when you get a promotion and the promotion you get is actually you get a far higher pay than what you ever imagined. Now, as a result of this, you want to stay in the company or the organization because you feel like you've been introduced to this new type of money that you've never had before. One of the main obstacles that I want to highlight here is the fact that psychologically, we can feel like the company own us, and we can even feel like we, in fact, owe the company our time, our effort. And as a result, where we tend to become much more complacent and we do not want to strive after that because we feel like, oh, the company's already done it for us. So as these golden handcuffs continue to get tighter and tighter, we continue to forget about our future dreams and our future investments and also all of the future plans that we had. So another thing that I want to highlight is while people are in university, while students are in university, a lot of the times they've got their minds set up on going to these big blue chip organizations, these Fortune 500 organizations, the big banks, the big investment banks, the big firms, financial services, you name it. Thing is, when they get into these big companies and these big companies offer them a much higher salary compared to their counterparts that are offered places at other organizations, much smaller organizations, again, it's just another effect of a 9 to 5er who is locked in the golden handcuffs. So with these golden handcuffs now, you feel like you're the man or the woman, you feel like you're in charge, you're making so much money, but you don't realize that your future dreams are actually getting torn away piece by piece unless you keep that side to you, that creative side, that side of even after 9 to 5 I'm going to continue working on my own efforts, which a lot of people do lack, unfortunately. But if you're able to continue to tap into that, then you are a rare breed. I remember being in university, and during my time at university, there'll be so many different people, so many different ideas from people who want to start businesses, people who want to invest in different funds and different firms, in fact, and almost work as a venture capitalist, and certain people who want to do peer-to-peer lending. And then you ask them once they've graduated from uni, how's that going? And they tell you that they've got this office job, and they're so content with the office job. Now, of course, it depends on what you want to achieve in life, but sometimes you do wonder why so many people gave up on the plans that they had, all of these fantastic plans that I'm sure if they turned it into fruition, it would have been so much better than what they ever anticipated. The next common mistake to avoid as a high income earner is if you have a thought in your idea, a side hustle, some type of side business that you want to pursue, it's important to understand that with any business, it doesn't just go up in an upward trajectory, meaning that when you start the business, you don't just start seeing profits straight away. If you look at all of the millionaires, all of the successful people in the world, all of the Warren Buffett, the Bill Gates, you'll realize that a lot of the times it was very much linear. The progression and their success was very much linear, and then it started to creep up. And it's the exact same with any side business that you want to start as well. If you want to start a side business, you cannot have, and I categorically mean, you cannot have the mindset of, I want to leave my 9 to 5 and ensure that my side business gives me the same amount of monthly income as my 9 to 5. And the reason why this will never work is, if you think about it, you've gone to university, I'm assuming, or you've done an apprenticeship, or you've gone to school, and you've been able to work on your experience all the way up until the point that you're somewhat experienced in your 9 to 5 field. You cannot expect that level of experience, that level of domain knowledge to be equivocal to you starting a business and just being at that very same level. You need to start from the bottom and grow. A lot of people do not have this type of foresight or patience to actually watch a side business grow, nor do they truly have the actual faith in themselves to see that a business will grow. Now, just to be clear, the reason why I'm saying this isn't because you should leave your 9 to 5 only once your side business starts leveling out to the same amount that your 9 to 5 makes. That's absolutely not what I'm saying. What I am saying is you have to be willing to go through the tough times. You have to be willing to begin a side hustle, begin a side business, and watch it start from zero, watch it sometimes even lose money, sometimes break even, and then gradually throughout the years you'll start to see it grow. What I'm trying to say here is for any high income earner, they cannot have their mind set on leaving a 9 to 5 and attaining the exact same salary, but instead start small, watch that side business grow, and continue to grow. The third common mistake made by high income earners is hoarding money. Now, we've all heard the saying, the first 100,000 is the easiest 100,000 to make, and every subsequent 100,000 after that is always easier. Now, that's due to a few reasons, one of them being compound interest, and number two being if you've actually attained 100,000, your accessibility and what you're exposed to is far greater than what you had when you had £1,000, for example. But this is the exact same principles when you have £10,000, and £10,000 is exactly what we're talking about today. Now, we've all heard of the saying, scared money doesn't make money, meaning you have to be able to spend in order to multiply your income wherever you are in your financial situation. A common mistake that I see being made is people who have made that first £10,000 either sitting in their savings account, sitting in their stocks and shares ISA, however they've made that first 10,000, they hoard it. They love seeing the 10,000 in their bank account. They hate spending anything that means that their 10,000 goes to 9,900 and something. They love their 10,000. However, in order to continue to attain more wealth, you have to be willing to invest with that money. As long as you're not saving for a specific financial goal, like a wedding, a car, something that you've completely set your eyes on, you have to be willing to continue to invest that money. And one strong problem that I continue to see is people hoarding their wealth here. So to summarize this point, continue investing, continue using the avenues that allowed you to get to that first 10,000, reinvest back into those avenues that allowed you to get there, whether that was saving rigorously, whether that was invested in some type of fund, however you got to that first 10,000, look at ways to continue to get to that next 20,000. Of course, each subsequent 10,000 after would be easier to attain because you've already reached the first, but the investor mindset remains the same. Now, this common mistake probably should have been first, and it is commonly made by high income earners, and that is having one stream of income. Now, the problem with having one stream of income is that if anything goes wrong, you are in big trouble. You don't have to over diversify yourself, but you should always be looking at ways to continue to explore different avenues of money so that if one stream of income stops, you still have multiple other ways of getting paid. And by doing this, you're able to now expand your horizon. You're able to also diversify. You're also able to continue scaling whatever you have going on. So if you know you have a side business, something that's income generating, you can look at new avenues to scale that business up. For example, if you're a software engineer by trade, you could start to look to freelance a lot of your skills and expertise by people who may want something in your domain on websites such as Fiverr or Upwork. You can actually lend your services out. Or alternatively, if you're by profession a nurse, however you know how to play an instrument, you can actually provide an online course, a step-by-step tutorial on how to play a particular instrument or how to do something that you're passionate about and you're knowledgeable about via an online course. And these are ways that you can continue to get paid in multiple different ways. I think a lot of people have their eyes set on if it's a side business, it has to be this massive conglomerate that I'm going to continue to build, and it has to be this huge corporation. No, it could just be something as small as something you're passionate about and something that you like to see grow with you. The next common mistake made by high income earners is not investing early enough. The power of compounding is a beautiful example of how your money continues to grow for you. The interest on your money continues to grow for you. I've used the compounding calculator here to show you the difference between investing at two different ages in life, but investing the exact same amount. And you can see how much the values differentiate and the variance between the two values. So starting from as early as possible will be as profitable and beneficial to your future. The sixth common mistake made by high income earners actually ties very closely with the first common mistake that I mentioned in the beginning, which is the golden handcuffs. But this sixth one is high income earners tend to work far too much and work too hard. Aligned with their salary, they feel the obligation to give their 9 to 5 everything and more. I've personally seen situations of people working so hard, so tirelessly, and then towards the end of their career, they look back on their career and they say the one thing they wish they had was more time so that they can spend with their family, because they look back and they say the regret was actually the fact that they worked too hard for another man's corporation and they did not spend that valuable time with their family or the loved ones around them. And I'm sure we've all been there. A manager's asked us to stay late to continue to work on an assignment, but we really had something else that we had to go to, but we may have said no to that other thing so that we can continue working. And as I said, it goes back to the golden handcuff situation where we feel obligated by the corporation that we work for. We feel like that corporation own us because we make so much for the organization, to a point where we feel like they own us. And as much as you may even think that they don't owe us, you may think that you owe the company. This is part of the reason why, when it comes to salary negotiations, a lot of people tend not to ask for the maximum within a band, but they tend to ask for much less than that because they believe that is too much, basically. Stop being this person. Instead, take your time to craft out exactly what you want in life and spend time every day working towards it. And the last common mistake is not hiring a legally tax efficient accountant or even a financial advisor that can help advise on your financial planning and wealth creation. Now, I want to highlight specifically here that these guys can save you enormous amounts of money, enormous, by having a tax savvy accountant or a financial advisor that knows specific ways that they can help you legally. You can save an arm and a leg here. So if you feel like you're in a position where you can afford a financial advisor, go out and seek one. Or better yet, take a free consultation and see if it aligns as of right now, if it aligns with your life goals. Because there might be a situation where you actually go and speak and have a free consultation with a financial advisor or a tax accountant, and it doesn't align with what you necessarily want. Or at least you've had that conversation, at least you've opened that door. So please, take a conversation, take the time out. It's your financial future that you're investing in. Subscribe to Wealth Hub IQ for more financial tips and a wealth mindset.